Bob.
Okay, good evening, everybody in Lakeville and wherever else. As a preliminary matter, this is Bob Marshall, Chairman of the Cable Advisory Committee, and permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Fred Beal?
Aye.
Ian Lewis?
Aye.
Tom Sirignano?
Aye.
Walter Healy?
Aye.
And myself, Bob Marshall, and Jose Invencio may not be a member of our committee, but he is an indispensable help on this committee, and he is here helping us out with LakeCAM and so forth.
Thank you.
And if I want to read this correctly, I'm going to have to change glasses. So one of the anticipated members of this meeting and our executive session, I think, after this, will be Jose as well. Good evening. This opening meeting of the Cable Advisory Committee is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020. And due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public hearings. And as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order, which you can find posted with the agenda materials for this meeting, allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will not feature public comment. For this meeting, the Lakeville Cable Advisory Committee is convening by video conference via Zoom as posted on the town's website. Please note that this meeting is being recorded, this portion of it, and that some attendees are participating by video conference. Actually, we all are. Accordingly, please be aware that other folks may be able to see you, and take care not to screen share your computer. Anything you broadcast may be captured by the recording. All supporting materials that have been provided members of this body are available on the town's website unless otherwise noted. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless I note otherwise. And I think that's all I need to read of that. The next thing I need to read, in accordance with the governor's order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, General Law, Chapter 30A, subsection 20, relating to the 2020 novel coronavirus outbreak emergency, the April 6th, 2020 public meeting of the Board of Selectmen, the April 16th, 2020 public meeting of our board, Cable Advisory Committee, shall be physically closed to the public to avoid group congregation. However, to view this meeting in progress, please go to facebook.com/LakeCAM. You do not need a Facebook account to view the meeting. This meeting will be recorded and available to be viewed at a later date at http://www.lakecam.tv/. Now, that's all I have to read ahead of time. And our first and really only item of business that we have to conclude in this meeting is to approve our minutes from February 10th. I do want to make a comment before we do that, however. We had a meeting scheduled gosh, I forget when it was now. It was several weeks ago that Comcast had to back out of because that's what we're doing right now. We're trying to negotiate with them for a license renewal. So it's been a while since we've last met. So the first item and only item really on this meeting, I'd entertain a motion to approve the February 10th, 2020 minutes of our last meeting. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
We have a motion
Second.
by Tom Sorignano,
Ian, you seconded?
the second by Walter. Okay.
Roll call.
All of, yeah.
Vote.
Okay, excuse me. No, we don't have to do that in this meeting. Although, why don't we? Why don't we take a roll call vote for this? Is there any further discussion on the minutes of February 10th, 2020?
Nope.
Okay, hearing none. All those in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, then we are done with that, and the minutes have been approved. Now, I will make a motion after I change my glasses. I will move that we enter into executive session pursuant to Mass General Law, Section 30, Chapter 30A, subsection 21A, sections 2 and 3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining, specifically Comcast Cablevision renewal license, if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining position of the board, and the chair so declares, and pursuant to appropriate sections of Mass General Law, Chapter 30A and 940 CMR 29.00, and we will not return to open session. And by the way, the chair does declare that meeting to discuss this strategy would have a detrimental effect on the bargaining position. So I've made that motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second. Is there any discussion?
The only thing I would say is that you want to add that Jose would be staying for the
Oh,
meeting.
thank you very much, Walter. You're right. Because Jose has really been in on all of our meetings from the beginning and has provided really invaluable help, and he is our technical guru, we will be asking him to join us in executive session. He will not be a voting member, but will provide us with information and advice. Thank you, Walter. That's helpful. I'm sorry, did we have a second on that?
Yes.
Okay, any further discussion?
Do you need a vote to bring other people into an executive session meeting?
I just want to include them in the motion.
Okay. All right, then I will add to my...
I've already done it.
All right, you already did it? Okay, so Walter, you are suggesting that we bring him in as part of the motion?
Yeah. That's all.
As the maker of the motion, I'll accept that. Is there a second to mine and Walter's motion?
I second it.
Okay, Fred seconds it. Any further discussion about including Jose?
This has to be a roll call vote.
Yes, a roll call vote,
Yes.
correct. Is any objection to a further discussion, rather? Okay, if not, all those in favor of including Jose in with our executive session, please, excuse me. Marshall says aye. Fred?
Aye.
Fred, do you? Aye. Okay, Tom?
Aye.
Ian?
Aye.
And Walter?
Aye.
Okay, and now the vote on the entire motion to go into executive session. Is there any further discussion? Walter, what say you?
Aye.
Tom?
Aye.
Fred?
Aye.
Ian?
Aye.
And I say aye. And I guess at that point. I think that concludes this portion of the meeting. And we're all going to leave the meeting, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, everyone, click your leave meeting button.